coffee bar started, it was more of like an idea. Like, I know I wanted some sort of like Latin American feel for a coffee shop to where we felt represented, like as Mexican Americans. But I never knew what the name was gonna be. And we always thought about like Latinx to feel more inclusive.
I think it's something about like community too, like trying to be inclusive with like community, Laredo especially because it's our hometown, and we wanted to really kind of include that in there. So it was a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, and I don't remember if it was like someone told me. I don't remember if it was you. I don't remember where it came from, but someone mentioned like you should name it after one of your family members. And I think the only one that stuck out of all of them was Gloria, because Gloria was who like taught me how to like drink coffee in the mornings and stuff. And Gloria was my grandmother.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's where it came from.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, there's a lot of factors, I think. Like, number one, I got coffee experience when I went to college. And that's where I kind of got like my background. And I really liked that, like being able to make like artisanal coffee for the community. And then you would come back over here and you didn't have that. At the time, there was no local shops that I could go and buy a good latte from. It was just Starbucks. And I think that's where the initial idea started. And then visiting Dale over in Austin, because he used to live in Austin, and there was so many. Like in every corner, there is a local coffee shop.
And open all the time. I think something, even I mean, Starbucks was open till like 12, you know, pre-pandemic. But even then, the coffee cultures are so different. You know, being a student and a designer, you know, I would always like to hang out at coffee shops. And I'm like a night owl. I'm not a morning person. And you would be able to hang out till like 2 a.m., 12 a.m., you know, doing work, drinking lattes like all night. And not only that, there was just so many options, and every single coffee shop is a different scene. And I think that was definitely something that experiencing, even her in Corpus where she studied, experiencing that coffee scene and coming back, it was definitely a drought. So we definitely wanted to change that.
That's what everyone
At least we can start with this one. One thing that I've learned through the years of working in coffee is that people like things that are cute, that are attractive. It's always the law of attraction, right? As a psych major, that's one of the things that we learned a lot about, especially when it comes to like marketing and business. So things that are attractive to you will want you, like you're gonna want to buy it, right? And so that one specifically is a tri-colored latte. It's a matcha latte, but I guess like changing it up a little bit to where it's not your normal matcha latte that you can get anywhere else. Like this is something that only you can get at Gloria's. That's another thing. Another thing I really wanted to focus on with Gloria's is like not just that it looks pretty, but also that it's consistent, that it tastes exactly the same if he makes it, if I make it, if anyone else makes it. And that it's good. Yeah.
I had one this morning.
The main thing is that it's good,
yeah,
right? For sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
honestly.
I think to begin, the main goal with Gloria's was to bring a sense of like reminiscence when it comes to drinking coffee. Like, think of like the mazapan latte that we offer. I grew up eating mazapan as a little girl. Like we would go to the Oxxos and buy the little mazapans, and like you and your grandma would eat them all the time.
Or when you got the big one, like the really, really big one, that was like a good, that was a good treat.
The Gloria latte is inspired by the actual Gloria candy, which my dad loves. And like little things that you grew up with, and then you taste them in a different way, and like somehow, some way it reminds you of like back in the day.
You guys trying to bring that nostalgia.
As far as what's next, I mean, we've talked about.
Yeah, we've talked about. We have a lot of ideas. I mean, kind of to even just reminisce on what's next. We started this idea back in, well, I don't know. We've always had like this idea of like a coffee shop, right? Maybe like honestly like 5 years ago. And we've known each other for about 13, 12 years ago. I think around 2018 is when we really started to think about like what, like, you know, this is kind of an idea. That's when she had moved back actually. So I think that was something when she moved to Laredo, she really started to be affected by it and started to realize, you know, that we don't have that coffee scene here in Laredo. In 2019, I moved back to Laredo and I actually got to spend a lot of time with Jenny. Again, even though we're best friends, we would FaceTime calls and, you know, that long distance friendship. But we got to really hang out at the coffee shop she used to work at, which was Organic Man. And I'd be there, I had nothing to do. So I would be there every morning just drinking coffee with her. And these are kind of like, I got to see her work and I got very intrigued by the idea of the coffee shop. And it kind of started to really grow from there. And then I guess it was last year, 2020, when we when she kind of decided that this was something she really wanted to do.
I think it was more like the end of 2019, start of 2020.
Yeah, and that's when you started like independently kind of trying to build your brand and her clientele, and really build that rapport with her clients. And it was really dope to really see people stick with her. So then after that, that's where we finally professionally and creatively got to team up to create Gloria's. And then from there, we have so many ideas. We have ideas of maybe going commercial, expanding into a brick and mortar. That's definitely one of the next goals, I guess, if you want to, as far as like the most anticipated one. But,
at least the closest one.
Yeah, the closest one. But we have
that.
a lot of ideas, and we have a lot of connections with a lot of creative and intuitive friends, honestly. And I think collaborating with them in different ways, whether it be art, jewelry, food. We have friends that we're trying to push to start baking and stuff like that. So I think it's really dope to not only help ourselves, but help the community and push other people to really like be entrepreneurs and do what Jenny's doing, honestly. Like it's something that we honestly didn't think was gonna happen so quick. So as far as like what's next, we are kind of trying to soak it in. And have this moment for now, but we do have a lot of ideas, honestly. I guess I could answer that question. I mean, of course, I was a former employer of Quarter Mile, and just being in the industry, and honestly the print industry, I had a little bit of experience as a freelancer and had opportunities in Austin to do that, but Quarter Mile was actually the first place to take me into the print industry, and I got to learn a lot. And to be honest, I didn't even have like a second thought. I knew like from the very beginning that that's where I wanted to do it. I've seen the backhand work and I've seen the quality of the work. And not only that, the equipment's amazing. That's something to really take in mind. And this is a big project and a big thing that we've been working on. So I wanted it to be perfect, to be honest. And I just knew that whether something would go wrong, and if it does go wrong, it would be fixed and it would be literally how I wanted it to be. And honestly, that's what happened. There's a little bit of ups and downs, right? There was a little bit of a bump, but we fixed it literally the same day. And I thought that was awesome. We just kept on schedule and we were able to open on time. So we met deadlines and everything was awesome. And to be honest, it looks super awesome. The color's vibrant. There's like no mistakes. It's totally perfect, honestly. The next day.
It's one of those things like, at least like it's surreal for me still, because like you plan this out for so long and you don't know if it's gonna work out or not. And then once it becomes real and it's like tangible, like I can touch it.
Yeah, you can open
and
the
it's
door.
Real, like all of those hours that we put in.
It was a lot.
Like
we literally
for
did,
not just the design, but even just like the recipes and stuff, and like it all just being ready. It was like, holy shit, like this is real. It's gonna happen. There's no going back.
Yeah, once we got the trailer, that was kind of like, we were still trying to take it easy. We're like, okay, let's start this design. We had nothing, like we literally had nothing planned. And we just, it's literally late night meetings, just meeting up, trying to come up with ideas. And then once she gave me the idea of the Talavera design, that's something we had tried to incorporate into the brick and mortar. We wanted, we were already planning like interiors. And you're like, you know what? Why don't we incorporate it into the trailer? And I thought that was a super cool idea because it kind of gives it like this bar kind of feel where you see the Talavera, and then literally the bar where you get your coffee is right, right at your eyesight. And then from there, we just started kind of coming up with ideas, and I started drawing out the tiles and bringing all that actual branding, or expanding the branding really, because we weren't there yet. we had the logos, we had everything. We started off with bottles too, so it was like a big transition period. We were gonna switch to cups, switch to an actual location, even the social media. I mean, now we have a location where we're able to like create a different vibe versus just delivery, which was kind of revolutionary, honestly. Like I didn't think that the bottle service, how we started the brand, was gonna get as big as it did, but it got us a lot of recognition. And I mean, honestly, it only helped us to move forward, expand the brand, and of course, I mean, shout out to all the friends. There's a lot of people behind the scenes that we've been asking, like for feedback, and they're professionals as well. They're marketers, they're creatives, and consumer feedback is always appreciated. So, it was part of the community too, and our friends to help us kind of create it, because there was a lot of changes, but at the end of the day, we're really happy seeing it too. Like that flower, I didn't expect it to be that big, to be honest. And it looks so awesome. It looks
Sometimes I pass by here and I see it.
Yeah, you
like,
can see it from far away.
while I'm driving, and I'm like, wow, that's mine.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, we did actually. So these are clear vinyl. A lot of people were actually asking if they were printed on, because there's like a seamless border to it, so it looks like it's right on there. The ink, this is what I love about that printer, that it, like the ink, you can kind of touch it. It feels really nice. And honestly,
it has
like,
sort of texture.
yeah, it has like the texture to it. And yeah, like it's clear vinyl with white ink, and that's definitely something that also why Quarter Mile is my first option, because they offer like everything that we need, especially in emergencies. Like we didn't think we were gonna get the demand that we were gonna have. We did 2 orders back to back just because we thought that was gonna be enough.
Yeah.
But you know, we had to like reorder, and then the delivery too. The turnaround time with Quarter Mile is honestly like always, you know, the customer first, and we get it when we need it, and that's awesome. Claire like personally came to deliver. Shout out to Claire. Claire came to personally deliver the stickers in the morning, and you know, like who else would do that for us? I think that's really amazing. Honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I think from here, this is just the beginning. We're still, I think, in like our soft opening phase where we're trying to figure out the kinks and see what's good and what's not. But as far as just moving forward, I hope that we get seen a lot, not necessarily just even the coffee. I think that's kind of already done, but just helping back the community and just doing different things. You know, it's a little bit more than just coffee, and you know, yeah, than selling coffee. It's about, again, nostalgic feel, bringing in the community together, and just even here at Nido alone, at Golondrina, we've been seeing a different vibe in the morning. You know, it's a bar after all, and even
It's nice to see like people drinking their coffee in the tables at like 7 a.m.
It kind of makes me like too happy sometimes. I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, like this is really cool. And it's like even us as you know, we lived out of town, and we've been kind of behind the scenes a little bit the past few years. Now we have a little bit more attention, but it's really really nice to see old friends, returning customers, and just really get to hang out with them. Like it's a cool place too when we have a little bit of downtime, even just at the window, to say hi, to catch up, and to see like returning and familiar faces. It's really nice to see people that we've known for years supporting us and coming back. Like you'll see people just meeting here because we're all collectively coming here at the same time, and I think that's really awesome.
I think also like other businesses supporting other local businesses.
Right, yeah,
I think
like-
that's really cool.
Yeah, it's really
You see the owners of like Por Vida Tattoos,
Right.
like so many different people that you don't expect would know about you, and then they show up and they're like, hey, I'm so-and-so, and like, I knew you were so-and-so, but I didn't know you knew who I was.
We have like dentists, barbers, we have like all kinds of people that have like a name, and now they're like, you know, coming over here.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. Yeah, it's really
We're
nice.
supporting each other.
Exactly,
Right.
I love that. I think another thing I'd like to add, like way different from like Quarter Mile and Gloria's, is like if someone is trying or has an idea for a business or has like some sort of dream that they don't think is attainable, I think you should really
Go for it.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. As scary as it feels, or like you think it's not gonna happen, that's what I felt. And
Yeah.
like, it's here, you know? Like we're doing it.
And I'm glad